And we're live. What's going on, folks? Glad to see you guys here. I know I've been doing a lot of fishing on Mondays. I apologize for the break, but you know what they say? You got to make hay when the sun's shining. But it's fall. Sun's almost done shining. Pretty soon it'll be winter. It's rough, but some of us like it. Some of us don't. I'm getting kind of old to do some winter fishing. So why don't we start saying hello to everybody in chat? If you haven't spoken up in chat, speak up so I know you're here. I can shout you out. What's going on, Keith? NWPA Fishing. How you doing? There's Bug. What's up, Bug Man? How you doing, sir? There's crew member Miss Chrissy Brown. David Smith in the house. Fishing with Squirrel in the house. Florida Fishing Guru. What's going on, Zach? There's famous Freddie's Outdoors Adventures. What's up, crew member Freddie? How you doing? Freddie's been pushing them rods hard. You guys got to look him up. Maybe he'll open up some pre-orders. That'll be cool. Gonna have to get me one of them. Cody Robinson in house. How you doing, Cody? What's up, David Smith? Double Hook Angling. How you doing, Dave? I got a chance to hang out with Dave for his 500 subscriber giveaway. Thank you for having me, Dave, and congratulations. Crappie Day Fish On, crew member. What's up, Crappie Day? How you doing? There's Miss Chrissy Brown, crew member. How you doing, Chrissy? Hopefully everything's great. David Smith, if I haven't said hello, I'll say hello to you now. If I did, I'll say hello again. Fishing with Squirrel. What's up, my friend? It's all mine. How you doing, Michelle? John Boyce Catfishing in the house. There's crew member Justin's Fishing Fetish. What's going on, Justin? Hopefully you and Gabby are doing great. I know I tell you that every week, but I mean that from the bottom of my heart. There's Lance McCougai. How you doing, Lance? Hopefully you're getting on that king bite. I've been seeing a lot of them coming in here at Waukegan and Racine and on the lakefront. So they're out there to catch. You just got to keep at it. I need some skein. Maybe we can talk. Mike Irvin in the house. How you doing, Mike? Patriot Catfishers of America. What's up, Patriot James? How you doing? Real and Virtual Outdoors. Hey, what's going on, Troy? Thanks for sharing out the link. There's my buddy Ricky over at Solo Text Adventures. Steve Ransom in the house. There's the great Tara from Tara's Fishing. Check her out on Instagram. On Instagram and on TikTok. She's on fire on TikTok. She's got a real knack for putting them videos together. I know I'm always like, wow, how'd she do that? Me and you were gonna have to talk. I see Art from One Ton Fishing Club in the house. What's up, Art? How you doing? There's Big John in the house. Brandon over at Catfish and Dreams. What's up, Brandon? Let's see if I missed anybody. Fishing Freedom crew member. What's going on, Richard? Say hello to Stephanie for me. I'm sure she's nearby. John Boy's Catfishing. I might have gotten you once. I'll get you twice. P&B Catfishing, aka Paul Boyd. There's Kevin from Palmetto Cats. What's going on, Kevin? How you doing? Kevin's going live every Wednesday night. Make sure you check his channel out. Absolutely. Let's see who else we got. Wayne Huska. Apologize for that, Wayne Huska, I believe it is. Thanks for coming by again. I want to apologize and Mr. Mike Irvin. What's going on, Mike? How you doing? I think I got everybody who's showed so far. Oh, look at this. We got a 7-month membership from Justin. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There's Roger from Muskrat Adventures. Roger has his show every Tuesday night. Make sure you check that out. 7 p.m. Central Time over on Muskrat Adventures. I said hello to Fishing with Squirrels. So tonight we're going to talk to our buddy, Luke Hentges. Welcome, Luke. How you doing, bud?
Oh, doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's that time of year. Before I started the show, well, for anybody who doesn't know, this is Luke Hentges. He has a channel called Fish on Luke. He also is part of Northwoods Angling, which is a channel that I have been watching for a long time. I really enjoyed that channel too. Not that I don't enjoy this one, but that one is a lot of fond memories watching those videos, taking us on adventures and stuff. It was always a good time, I have to say. And look at this, Freddie's Outdoor Adventures with the $5 super chat. Freddie, thank you. He says, Choo-choo, let's go. He's starting the super chat train up. Awesome. I appreciate you, Freddie. Absolutely. Luke, I put a poll up in the chat before we started to see what's their favorite time of year to fish, the people in the chat, and fall by far is it.
Really?
How about yourself?
I like fall. I don't know. I like summer too. I hate the bugs, but spring is probably one of my favorite. to be honest.
Yeah, I think spring is too for me. I like that spring crappie bite. I like that first flathead that gets the blood pumping, don't it?
Oh, the walleyes are kicking, the freaking flatheads are starting to bite, and I don't know. It's something about it in the fall. We can get into fall fishing for flatheads, but it's kind of weird here. It's I don't know what it's like where you're at, but pretty
It's
much.
it's always weird here when it comes to flatheads because it's such a populated area. There's almost houses everywhere you turn. There isn't a lot of wood. There's some, but some of them that you file, it's like a log or two laying on the side, and you can capitalize on that stuff and it helps. But there's a lot of just waiting them out in the channels, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Catching them on the move. Wayne Haas, who's Wayne Huska with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it. But that kind of sums up flathead fishing where I'm at. I'm great. I'm pretty grateful that we have it here. We don't have it. Well, like I tell everybody multiple times, we don't have any blues here. So we make do with what we got. And, flatheads ain't a bad way to go about it.
Yeah. I wish those blues came up a little further north.
Yeah, no. Is it the climate that does it?
Yeah. It's just too much cold water, too
Yeah.
cold water and too long of cold water. I mean, they stocked, I don't know how many thousand here in Minnesota, probably 30 years ago now is when they did it. They all left or died, every one of them. None of them have ever been caught in a DNR net. So,
well, I can go 3 hours south here to like some of the power plant lakes, but then again, that is warm water discharge too. So that has to do something with it. But other than that, I don't know how much further I'd have to go. Well, Springfield isn't a discharge, is it? Is that a power plant lake?
well, I don't know.
I think it might be in Springfield, Illinois. I could be wrong. Anyways, we're getting off track like we always do here. Let's see what Freddie has to say. Luke, who catches the biggest and most catfish, you or Tara?
She's probably her.
That just means you're a good guide.
She's taught me everything I know so far.
I wish you'd teach me something. I've been struggling a little bit this post spawn. I ain't gonna kid you.
This is our first. This is kind of our. We flathead fished. One time, I think the first time we flathead fished last year, she got her first flathead. It was like 25 pounds, and then now we became a lot closer friends, and now we just fish a lot together. And we have so much fun fishing together. We were with you in Wisconsin. You saw. I mean, we have a blast. It's so much fun.
I really liked meeting Tara, and she's great lady. And you can definitely tell that she has a passion for what she does. She really likes fishing, and not just that, she likes the creative part of the fishing media world. So
yeah, she undersells herself. She's so good.
I agree.
Like I always tell her how good her TikToks are. She's way better than almost everyone on the platform, in my opinion.
She's pretty darn good. She's definitely pretty darn good. She should like I said, Tara, we need to talk. I might have a new subject matter I want to work on. We can talk about that offline. Thank you very much, Creel, for the $4.99 super chat bacon fund. And let's see what Brandon has to say. Brandon says, "Is Luke going to bring back the Lucky Tea?"
Oh yeah, I've been getting it a little more often. I've been wearing my Pure Leaf shirt, so
yeah, I saw you the other night. You were wearing it. We were talking a little bit. No, there it is. I can't decide if I like that Pure Leaf tea, but
I love it.
That's all that matters as long as you're enjoying it. So I'm an Arizona iced tea kind of guy. And you're going to think I'm awfully like city folk, but I like the Arizona iced tea, the green tea. And
I'm not a green tea. I like the Arnie Palmers are good.
Yeah, that's not too bad, but you keep calling me old. I'm starting to believe you because I drink a couple of those and I get some heartburn real bad. And us old guys, we can't handle that.
You know why that is, right?
No, tell me.
It's because you're old.
That's what I just said. You're making me still believe it. You guys hear that, podcast land? The abuse I get from this guy? Well, that's all right. He's nice to me when nobody's listening. You guys gotta believe me when I say that.
It's true.
Copy Dave Fish on with the $2 super chat. He says bacon bits. Man, you guys are crazy. Brian B in the house, Vince Secret TV in the house. Let's see what Tara says. Catch and release real quick. Oh, they're talking amongst each other.
Oh,
Sometimes
they're
I'm trying to get
chatting.
there. My sister Betty's in the house. What's going on, Betty? How you doing? LG Bass. LG Bass, I need to bring this up. I'm going to congratulate him. He just put a 63-pound blue on the dock right by his house.
Well, that's a great
last
one.
week, so he was pretty proud of that. That's a new PB for Tom. So fall fishing. Can you sum it up?
I can sum it up for me. I mean, fish start to they start to slow down, but they congregate. So my fall fishing pretty much consists of walleye. It consists of walleye and sturgeon. I mean, that's kind of my fall. A little bit of channel cat, to be honest, but the walleye start. So we fish certain areas in the fall and certain areas in the spring for walleye because they spread out in the summer. You can still catch them, but it's not nearly as fun as the fall when you can sit and vertical jig a minnow or a plastic,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just pounding it. They're not ripping it to like crazy like they do in the summer when you get hit or the spring, but they're a lot more congregated, which makes walleye fishing super easy. I took a few people out last year. I forget who it was. It was I forget their name. They're from Iowa. Shoot, I don't remember. It's not Troy and Amy, but we took them on the Minnesota River and we had a blast. It was her and her husband, and she outfished both of us. It was fun. We were just kind of jigging minnows, and then sturgeon obviously starts getting really good.
Yeah. Well, you do really good at a sturgeon in the winter as well, right? Through the ice.
Well, I wouldn't say I do really good, but
Well, you're at them though, right?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't even really. It's not that fun for me. I'm going to be completely honest, but it's fun. It's fun fighting them
right
through the ice, but you're just sitting there.
It's a waiting game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my flathead fishing's kind of like that too. There's a lot of waiting, but that one big fish that you got a chance of getting, it's really worth it after you get that fish. If you go a couple of trips without one, it makes it really, really rough. If that's not the truth, I don't know what is.
And I'm gonna do a little fall flathead this year before they go back to their wintering holes too, because I know fall flathead bite can be pretty magical. I mean, you're throwing cut baits on flats and on the edge of holes, or in the middle of the river.
Yeah.
I mean, they're traveling. We won. So a couple weeks ago, I fished the Steamboat Days tournament in the league finals. I won the league final. I got second in league over the year, but won the final, won big fish, and won the Steamboat Days tournament big fish. And everything was middle river, 27 feet of water on cut shad. I mean,
shad's like the magic bait down here this time of year. I've thrown live bluegill, cut bluegill. I've thrown bullheads, and I don't do as good as if I throw shad, and it don't matter what size it is. If they come across a piece of shad for some reason, they just want it. And the thing is getting it in their either in their way when they're traveling or hitting them in the head with this stuff. You'll know you hit them in the head because they're gonna bite, within like 7 minutes, like on one of my live streams. Yeah,
what gets me, Mark, is Minnesota River has a lot of shad naturally, and dude, you do not see pods of shad ever when it's warm, but when it gets cold out, it's just crazy. I don't know where they go or what they're doing.
Where do they come from? It's like they magically appear. It's so true, man. This year I'm always, for the past few years, I've been catching or using shad. I've been getting lucky if I get an 8-incher, right? And an 8-inch shad isn't that big. I got on a couple of 12 and 14 inchers last week. Oh my goodness. I was so happy to see them in the cast. And I had a pick through a bunch of like baby walleye and perch, and I caught a 14-inch walleye and I think a 16-inch smallmouth in my cast net. Of course, you put them back,
right?
But that shad was worth it, and I was catching. I got like I don't know, like 3-inch wide slabs of shad on 8-out hooks, and I'm still catching like 7-8 pound channel cats with it too. Just everything's feeding on that shad now.
Yeah, they love it, man. That shad out the last month. For Channel Cat League, that shad outfished everything by 10-1. I mean, the flatheads were eating it, and the channel, we caught 20 channel cats in one league night. Everything was on shad. Everything.
Yep. Ernie, thank you very much. Ernie the Hog Snatcher in the house. Check him out on TikTok. He's got a huge following. He says, my notepad is out, but he just gave me a $4.99 super chat. Appreciate
What's
you,
up, Ernie?
Ernie the man. I always stop by and watch Ernie on TikTok. That's
Ernie's good to watch.
Drop him some roses. Oh, that's another story. So, yeah, the shad bite's pretty magical here as well. I imagine we're probably not the same kind of bite and the same kind of river, but it seems to me like a lot of the food sources are the same, and just like you're saying, the flats are really good for channel cats here. Ledges, if you're on if you're in the main channel of the river, have a bait out on that channel ledge, and chances are that's the one that's going to get hit.
It's almost like pre-spawn bite all over again, but even more spread out.
Well, speaking of pre-spawn, let me ask you this: what your opinion is? I think I was listening to Spencer's podcast over at River Certified, and they were talking about how pre-spawn fish probably weigh a heck of a lot more than post-spawn, early post-spawn fish as far as flathead go. Do you agree with that, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
yeah.
But what about towards the end? Do they get fattened up enough for the winter, you think?
Fall is the fattest fish you can get.
Oh, so you're saying that 32-pounder I caught a week and a half ago is probably going to be my 40 at the end of the year?
Maybe not that 8 pounds of food, but I mean, dude, they fill up heavy in the fall. I mean, a lot of the giant fish that come out of the St. Croix River here in Wisconsin, Minnesota border water in the fall are all the 60, 70 pounders that would probably break our kill state record, but nobody kills them anymore. And that in Minnesota, in order to get the official record, you have to kill the fish. There's no way around it. And that's why we adopted the catch and release records now, which they also certify as official records. Well, we have catch and release records for flathead catfish, lake sturgeon, muskie, and northern pike now.
That's awesome, especially for fish species like muskie. They're and am I wrong in thinking that they're kind of fragile species as far as it goes, or is that just during the summer?
When the water gets really warm, they're a lot more susceptible.
Yeah, because I see a lot of these, hardcore muskie guys. They won't even pull them out of a net until they're ready to measure, take a picture, and then they put them right back in.
Pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah. So I remember when I was a kid, I haven't chased muskie in a long time up in Hayward, Wisconsin. Even got to go up in that big old 4-story muskie. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, me and Tara are going to get out doing some muskie fishing soon. She wants to get out, and we're going to go pull some suckers. And the reason you don't pull suckers in the summer primarily is because they swallow baits. And in the fall, they'll just grab them. So when you're running, 12 to 16-inch suckers under a balloon, pulling it around the weed edges on the lake, and all of a sudden your balloon and clicker starts going on your rod, you're pretty much catfishing, but pulling suckers around the lake till the muskie grabs it.
That's almost like your gar fishing video. They're chasing baits around and stuff. Yeah.
It's pretty similar.
To watch them take big baits.
Well, then what's cool about the muskie when you're pulling suckers with balloons, and I do muskie fish in the fall too. I probably should have mentioned that, but I don't do it a lot. But what's cool about it is either the bobber will start shooting down, or the sucker will come up out of the water and like porpoise to get away from muskie. So you always know when there's a muskie there, and all of a sudden sometimes your bobber will just stop, and if you're in deep water, it ain't the weeds, and all of a sudden you turn around. And you start reeling to it, and you actually go to the edge of the balloon, and you just look down in the water, and you can see which way the muskie. It won't move because it's fall and they're just slow, and you can see the sucker in the side pinned in their mouth. And you can kind of finagle the sucker until you get a hook near the mouth, so you can set the hook, or you can just slowly raise them up off from 8 feet down under the bobber and just put it in the net. You don't have to set the hook.
You don't even have to, I can attest to that. I've gotten muskies to the boat on circle hooks and cut bait here on the Fox. Yep. And as soon as they saw the boat, I saw it just open that yapper of them, and out comes the bait and the hook. I'm like,
yeah, we can just go right up to them. They're like 4 feet underwater. They'll just sit there with it in their mouth. They won't even spit it out.
They won't even do. Pike will do that too, won't they?
Pike are a little more aggressive than muskie, but
yeah. Oh, pike fishing is definitely. I still need to try that pickled pike recipe that you gave me. I got that.
You'll love it. Just follow it by a T, and it'll be amazing.
All right, we're definitely gonna do that. I might even have to make a video out of that. I'll make sure to give you credit for the recipe. So, looking forward to that. Since I saw a video of who is the guy from Hook Shots? I forget his name.
I don't know what that is.
No, it's he worked for Field and Stream. Anyways, he did that with pickerel, and he said it was really good. So I'm looking forward to definitely trying it with pike. I know my neighbor, Mr. Zink, who was a big fisherman, one of my mentors growing up, he used to eat pickled pike all the time. So, but then again, he would eat like pickled pig's feet and all of that good stuff. So
Yep.
I don't know if it's very good, and pickled eggs, but that's another story.
I like
Let's-
pickled eggs.
Do you like pickled eggs?
Yeah.
I tried that once. It
Pickled
wasn't.
asparagus, pickled green beans.
Oh, pickled asparagus is a bomb. Now you're talking.
Mhm.
Now you're and pickled green bean. Yeah, we're getting off on food here. Maybe I should try pickling some bacon. Nah,
I would.
Why not? All right, back to muskie and pike. So all right, let's say you are chasing the Esox species. Did I say that right?
Yep.
What's the best way going about it this time of year?
Big bucktails,
Yeah.
weed edges. I mean, you can probably reel a little bit slower. I mean, you can burn anything with it in the summer for muskie or pike. And I don't know. I don't chase pike in the fall. I chase pike in the spring.
Mhm.
But muskie in the fall, man, purist muskie fishermen. I'm not a purist muskie fisherman. I grew up next to a muskie lake, and I did it however I needed to do to catch them. And those purists that only throw artificials, I'm not all about that. I'd rather just go pull suckers around a balloon. It's so fun.
That's a good time. I mean, I'm a bobber fisherman from way back, and that does sound like a good time. We got a lot of we we got
And you do catch a lot of pike that way too, Mark, just so you know.
yeah, they're I mean, fish are fish, they're gonna eat the same stuff, and
Right.
especially when the species are so close, I'm guessing that the same kind of they would feed the same way. I chase pike in the winter. I like using big roaches for them. You know, dead alewives. I can't say that word.
Alewives.
Alewives. If I got them left over from fishing fishing the big lake, if I'm chasing whether it's browns or burbot, can't wait to get back on the burbot bite. I'm looking forward to that. But we're getting off in the winter. Let's talk about walleye. I just started targeting walleye this spring. Eric B took me out on the Wisconsin River. We had a good time. He got the 4 keepers, but we caught like at least 30 to 40 of them. It was crazy. He was telling me that we were probably there a little bit early.
Yep.
Before the big girls came in, and the females are the big ones, or am I wrong about that?
Correct.
The females are the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And basically all we were doing is I was just dragging swim baits. You said you had some samples of some good walleye baits, right?
So yeah, I've got my go-tos. Well, I'll show you some go-tos. So I got some customs made last year. These were my custom ones I had
Can I give
made.
you the solo layout?
Let me
give you the solo layout here.
There's the custom ones I had made. Milk River.
Uh-huh.
They're white with the chartreuse. And then my go-tos are always the pulsars, depending what color. But it's the bee fishing. It's a pulsar paddle tail.
Those are the ones I was catching them on. Those were pretty good.
These are just, there's not much a whole. These are the 2.5 inchers.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is perfect for walleye. And then you can always go to the old Kitech Easy Shiners. Probably the most realistic, softest, best presentation bait if you're moving bait really, really slow. Like when we're in the middle of the winter fishing the Mississippi, when the water's 30 degrees, we're dragging those at like 0.2, 0.3, just dragging and lifting and going up against the current. And those go really, really good action when you're actually running slow current. So, but they only usually last one fish. That's the only downfall.
So you're actually trolling with those, right?
Yeah, you can just lift and drop. It's almost like you're dragging for catfish or bumping, but you're just lifting. Do you want a heavy enough jig just so you can, when you lift and feel bottom, and you can hold it above the bottom? And
I got one.
Yeah, exactly. So they it's just super, super slow in the winter when it's cold, when you're trolling. But the bee fishing plastics, I think, are the best. Bee fishing also makes my go-to one. I don't have any left. I went through 6 bags this year, but they make a milk white twister tail.
Okay.
They only make one color of it, and it crushes every 30 or 28 plus inch walleye I've caught in the spring is pretty much on that bait.
All right.
So
That's your tail. Eric was using those Kitex, and they were getting to a point where I went to go buy some, and they were all sold out everywhere.
yeah, Kitex are tough to find sometimes.
Fun sometimes. I was talking to my Anglers International here, which is a big hardcore fishing tackle shop not too far from my house here. A lot of the guides and stuff either work there. A lot of the young guys either work there, or the older guides end up buying all their gear there. So I talked to my buddy Randy over there on the lake. I should have told him to save me a couple packs in the bluegill color. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep. Yeah, we use for Kitech Easy Shiners in the Mississippi in the winter. We run, it's like electric white or something. I don't even remember, but we have custom jig heads made that are a little longer shanked. They're super expensive, but you almost got to have them. Otherwise, you just miss so many bites.
Yeah, the longer shank hooks work better in a lot of scenarios. I know Lyle's a big fan of them, even for panfish.
Yeah.
As long as if you can't get that hook into them, then you're not going to get them in the boat.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Now, what about like crankbaits and stuff in the fall?
Yeah, crankbaits can be really, really good. Like rattle traps are really good. Blade baits can be really good. I have one on my table. Oh, it's out in the garage, but I have it's made by I don't remember, but one of the pro walleye tour guys told me to get it. So I bought it. It's really good. It's a front weighted blade bait. It's a plastic, almost like a rattle trap with a fronted bottom weight under the mouth.
Okay.
And you can rip that pretty hard and they'll smoke it. But crankbaits are good. I mean, you can run deep divers and pull ledges too. And I mean, dude, they're hungry in the fall. That's what's fun about it. They're gorging themselves with food. So
I think I'm going to get out there next week and give it a shot. I got some of those Kitex actually, and I got some of those. What are the other ones you were just showing off? The
bee fishing pulsers.
The pulsers. I got some of those left over, so I'll try that.
Moxies work good too.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to like pull like worm harnesses or anything like that, right?
You can run a harness if you want, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think it's necessary.
Well, I don't mind using like worms and stuff, except my bait shops are way out of the way, and I ain't got time for that. I
run a leech over a worm in the fall.
Well, we don't even have leeches in our bait shops down here.
Oh, really?
No. Once in the summer, we might get some, like the smaller ones. Even in the winter, they don't use them. It's just not something that's used around here.
Later in the fall, like early winter, we'll pull husky jerks up in shallow sand on the Mississippi.
Yeah, I was actually watching some videos today from some guy from Madison, and he was saying husky jerks are a pretty good bait to use. I got a bunch of them laying around. I might bring some of them out with me. Give them a shot. And what kind of tackle are you using to drag those baits with, or to troll with?
Definitely a medium bait, medium rod.
Medium rod, or what kind of pound test?
I like 10 pound.
10. So yeah, I'm set then. You pointed me in the right direction. I think I talked to Luke. I was looking to get some walleye gear, and he pointed me in the direction of the St. Croix, the Icon rod. And I put some 10-pound suffix on there, and I think I'm going to be happy with that. I've been meaning to bring that out there when we've been going going flathead fishing, because from my understanding, if there's flatheads on our river, there's usually walleye in the same area right there.
Yep.
So what are you looking for when you're chasing walleyes this time of year? Are you looking for hard bottom, mud bottom? You looking for wood on the bottom? What?
No, just gravel's always good.
Gravel's always good. Okay.
I mean, transitions are always good. Any current seam, any major current seam is going to be good. If you think of anything I think of when I fish in the fall, it's pretty much what I fish in the spring.
Okay.
So any current break, any like set of rocks or rapids, fish the current seams below those, pitch the edge of the shore and pull it down. In the night, fish the sand flats with crankbaits, or you can even pitch jigs. We'll pull husky jerks in the winter in about 5 to 8 feet of water, at like 0.5.
That's
And
a half mile an hour because I'm fishing shallow water here. The couple of spots that I'm pretty sure walleye live, because I see a lot of guys walleye fishing there, is 5 feet max depth. I think there's one spot might be 8 feet for a short, maybe a block or two, but that's about it. So I was definitely thinking about using those husky baits or just doing like you were saying, dragging those paddle tails on the
and don't
bottom.
be scared to run. I'll run. So you can either long line those, you can long line those husky jerks to get them down because you want them to be bouncing bottom. That's the main
Okay.
thing.
So fishing,
Or
I do lipless cranks for smallmouth, right? Just bang them on the rocks if I can.
yeah, I mean, if you're throwing a crank, you want to bang it in the sand. I don't know. You can run the rocks, but you're gonna be freaking. I don't know. It's thing is if I don't want a long line and get my husky jerk down 8 feet, which is tough to do sometimes,
Hmm.
I'll do a 3-way with a 1 ounce um extended shank Lindy sinker, and
Hmm.
I'll put like a 6 foot leader behind it, and I'll drag it like 20 feet behind the boat, and it'll be down at the bottom with the weight, and then the stringer will be right straight behind it. So you're down there.
Yeah. Well, you can feel it ticking off the bottom. If anybody's wondering, those Lindy Seekers, those are just kind of like dragon weights for catfish, right?
Yeah.
Those
Hmm.
be surprised if those
And
actually
that's
work.
an easy way to control depth because some people don't know depths on their crankbaits, and sometimes it is confusing. You need so much line out to get so deep, or you need to go so fast to get so far down. If you're running a 3-way, you can run an original shallow crankbait in 20 feet of water, and it doesn't matter.
That's the secret. Get it down there towards the bottom, then, huh?
Run a 3-way,
Run through.
and then run like a 4 foot fluorocarbon leader behind it,
Hmm.
and tie on your crankbait, and you'll always be down there. It's just a guarantee.
I'm gonna have to go by Farm and Fleet and get some of them weights this way I can
Yep.
be sure of that. So make sure I get whatever I'm using down there. They got apps too to calculate how far your baits are gonna go, right? Or your cranks at least.
I just pull shit.
Yeah. See, that's my problem. I make it too complicated, Luke.
Yeah.
I end up thinking my way out of fish. I definitely think that. So here we got Frank over at Twisted Fishing TV. He says I use $3 Walmart special cranks. When I bang rocks, you will break a few off and literally break them.
We use I can't talk about it because it's kind of secret, but we throw $14 crankbaits on rocks in the winter, and we lose many of them, and it hurts my heart a lot.
They must work really well.
It's the only one like it, and you have to use them. I'll show you. I'll tell you off stream or
You
something.
tell
But
me off stream. I promise I won't
yeah,
tell anybody.
you can do it where you live too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to try that. Here's my deal. I can, like Friday I went out. I put like 9 nice channel cats in the boat. I want to bring home some fish to put in the freezer, but I can't get my wife to eat catfish for nothing. She won't touch this stuff. She thinks it's a bottom eaten fish. She just doesn't like the way it looks. She's one of
Mhm.
them people. But walleye, perch, crappie, definitely. Let's talk about the crop. Well, let's talk about the perch bite this time of year. You want to fish basins, or is that later on in the winter?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay, never mind. We had this conversation before. When I figure it out, if you have any questions, which I doubt you will.
It's gonna be basins, though. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, pretty much. Make a lot of noise on the bottom. They usually come running.
I tell you where they go in the winter.
Where's that?
Everywhere. In
Everywhere.
the winter.
You can
Gotta,
go downtown Chicago and end up with a bunch of jumbos. That's always a fun.
yeah. I do one perch trip a year. That's it. That's all I
It's
do.
Idaho, right?
Yeah.
And what's the big one you caught out there?
2 pounds too.
That's crazy. You need to go to Europe and get one of them 4 or 5 pounders.
Oh, red perch, yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I called Spencer the other day.
Where's he at? Yeah, I know he's traveling
He's
somewhere.
in Spain.
He isn't. Oh, so he's
Yeah.
going after the wells, huh?
They had 6 over 100 the other day when I talked to him. So
That's crazy. Well, that'll make for some good videos. Stay tuned, folks.
yeah, I had to call him to see if he was coming to the conference.
Yeah,
So
is he showing up?
he's not sure yet, but
All right.
he was having a good time in Spain. So
Well, you are gonna let's talk about that. You're gonna be broadcasting from the Catfish Conference, correct?
yeah, me, Tara, Chewy, Scott, and Dan will all be there. We're gonna be running the podcast. I'm gonna be selling some of those skeleton flathead stickers. We're gonna be selling some bumping hats. They say bumping on it with a bumping rig and a blue cat on it. some patch hats, leather patch hats that say bumping. It's gonna be cool. We got some flathead catfish hats that are gonna be there, some old carver fishing hats, and we might be doing some more laser etching on some stuff to sell just for fun.
Very cool. So yeah, so if you guys are in Kansas City for CACA, make sure you stop by the booth and check out the Old Carver Fishing Podcast. Also check them out on YouTube. You guys are on Facebook as well. I know you guys broadcast on there. Make sure you guys check it out. I've had the opportunity to be on there as a guest, and then I stepped in one night, and it's a lot of fun talking to them people. And they're diehard fishermen. They're kind of near and dear to my heart because they're Northerners, they're Yankees like I am. I know we got a lot of Southerners here. It's a little different, but it's the same. I don't know how else to say it. So I really enjoy listening to that. So can they and they can download that on all the major podcasts too, right?
No,
you guys haven't put it on there yet. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, bud.
We got work to do before we decide to do that. We're working on getting better and doing some changes. It's not my podcast, so I don't make those decisions.
Okay,
but Chewy does a good job with it, and we're working on it, and we've changed areas in the bait shop where we're doing it and kind of formatting it different. And I don't know, it's fun. I love doing podcasts.
Yeah, it is a good time. You get to talk to like-minded people and you not just network, but you get to talk about what you love. Uncle Lou in the house. What's up, Uncle Lou? He says, won't be in KC. How does one get one of those hats and stickers?
Well, here's the thing, Lee. You gotta come hang out. That's how.
I gotta start doing that too.
I might if I end up making more hats, like we're figuring it out in the shop. I might, if I actually get hats, I'll do like if you buy a hat and buy a sticker, I'll ship it. I'm not going to ship just a sticker because that's way too much work for a $5 sticker or whatever they are, you know?
Yeah, that whole merch game is a different animal, isn't it?
I'd like to have drop shipping and keep the same profit, but that's not realistic. So.
That's not realistic, and no one's willing to embroider a hat and drop ship it for you.
That's true.
They're really not. Thank God there's a one size fits all. Like this is the last of my new hats I got on now, folks. I just placed another order, so keep an eye out on the community tab. I'll let you guys know. I got a list of people that have been waiting on it. I kind of put them on hold for a while, so I understand what you're going through. It's hard to keep up with the demand and still it not take up all your time when you're a smaller creator like me. It's not like I can automate the whole process. It's every purchase is a hands-on one.
Yeah, Leah, if you know anyone coming to the conference, have them meet me and you can buy from me because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Lee. I'm real lazy, and I don't want to ship anything to anybody.
Now you guys know why me and Luke get along good because I'm lazy too. Lee says my intentions were to get up and have you put me on a big brown one this fall, but things haven't went right yet.
Big brown one is in like
who doesn't want to come up there and catch one of them Mississippi flat? Well, where do you do your flathead fishing up there?
Minnesota.
I know Minnesota, but is it on the Mississippi or is it on
Minnesota? The Minnesota River.
Minnesota River. Okay. Duh.
It's so low right now. 8-time all-time low right now. 8th.
Really? Well, that concentrates the fish. It should be easy.
No, it concentrates the bait too.
Yeah. They don't want to eat.
People forget that. You always want, I want low water because all the fish are going to be in one area. Well, all the bait's there too. So
yeah, I was bragging about our big shad. I think that has a lot to do with why the bite's been a little slow this year too, because it's almost like a shad bloom here. It's been out. It's insane, and they just don't want to eat. So anyway,
can't force feed them, unfortunately.
No. Or catch them. You ever catch one in a cast net? Oh, you guys can't cast net up there either.
Yeah, we can.
You can. You ever get one in a cast net?
A what?
A flathead.
Oh no.
I've gotten one. It's like a 3-pounder.
You got white bass, crappie, carp, gar, buffalo, and shad.
I caught my first buffalo this year. That was exciting.
Yeah, they don't fight nearly as good as carp, and they look identical, and they
They
still
do look
don't.
pretty close to the same. Carp's always a good time.
I tell you
But I
what,
usually,
buffalo tastes a lot better than carp.
I had buffalo for the first time this year. Troy Hansen, I believe, brought
Yeah,
buffalo ribs.
but I feel like that was the wrong buffalo, by the way.
You think so?
I think that was the filter feeder buffalo. I don't think that was the big mouth.
I thought it had a weird kind of texture to me, and we were eating it alongside walleye, which makes any fish kind of hard to.
Dude, so there's big mouth buffalo and smallmouth buffalo. One of them's a filter feeder, and one of them actually eats bait. And if you catch the filter feeder one and eat it, they're not as good as the other one. Because the one I caught on a worm was amazing. The one I had at the fish fry, not good.
Not good. Okay, good. Then it wasn't just me.
And it's no disrespect. And I told Tara how good buffalo is, and she's like, it's not that good. I was like, dude, the one I cooked was 10 times better.
Did you
So,
have any of the smoke? Was it? What was the smoked fish that he brought? I don't recall. Was that buffalo as well?
maybe. I'm not sure.
Troy smoked something too. He is very generous with all of that stuff. That's a good time. And that's at the magical place. We're not going to mention that name anymore. I've kind of
Nope.
resided myself to that.
Yep. I put enough of that on the internet.
I know.
People still don't go though. So it's okay.
I talk to people up there quite a bit now, and none of them catfish up there. I'm like, what's wrong with you
That's
people?
so fun.
I'm telling you, it's a good time.
That was the first big trip me and Tara went on, and it was such a fun time.
Oh, she put that beast in the boat too.
Oh yeah.
25
When
and a half.
I saw it in the video, I was like, that's 25 plus, and it was. So
That's a big fish. I was so happy with my 23 and a half, only to be outdone by Mr. by
you should have
Tara.
seen it once everyone went away, and we were just sitting there. She's just bawling her eyes out.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. She didn't.
Okay.
But.
I'd have been bawling my eyes out. And I'm not shy.
Yeah, that was my first 25 plus. I was kind of teary eyed. I worked really hard for it, and then I came to Wisconsin, and then caught a 27. I was like, man, I could have just came here the whole time.
Yeah. What's your PB walleye?
Almost 32 inches. So
32 inches. That's a big.
Probably
fish.
right around 12 pounds. I want a bigger one. I'm gonna probably end up going to the Columbia and I want to try like for a 16.
Well, what about on Erie? Isn't there other monsters out there?
Not like the Columbia.
No, huh? I didn't know that.
Columbia has the biggest walleyes in North America.
Wow.
And Erie's good. Erie, you can get 10, 11, 12s, but you ain't going to get a 16, 17, 18 out of the Erie. You're going to get those in the Columbia, though.
Uncle Lou says Luke had me twitching with his Red River picks. You guys slayed it up there, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We did pretty well. I think we would have. I think we would have had 1,000-pound day if we would have kept fishing that second day. So,
Richard over at Fishing Freedom says I got a 20 up there. 25 pounds is 25-pound goal next year. Is that walleye or no?
That's channel cats.
Channel cats. Yeah, Richard was up there with us. So,
yep.
I still got that goal for that 30-pounder.
That's what I'm waiting to take my replica. I got my 100+ pound blue cat. I need my 30-pound channel cat, and then I gotta get I think I want to do for flathead. I'm gonna go regional, like countrywide, because if I don't want to go Minnesota, I think I want to do like what's a reasonable giant flathead, like 80.
60. I think a 60 for me. A 60 is a beast.
Not big enough.
70 pounds. Well, what? The record here in Illinois is 73 pounds, I believe.
State record here is 70, but I want to go somewhere else to catch it. I don't care.
Where would you go to catch a fish that size without naming specific waters?
I'm probably just gonna go fish with Tabitha and what's his name, the fishing duo.
I don't even know them.
Tabitha and someone in chat will know. The catfish duo.
I don't know them. I'll have to check them out.
Linville.
Maybe Georgia.
No, they're like by the Virginia. I forget what river they fish.
Okay.
I don't know if they fish the James or not. Isn't it Justin and Tabitha? Is that his name? Justin?
I don't know. Anybody in chat knows? Speak up.
It's the catfish duo on TikTok. Dude, they could. How do I catch catfish in the fall? Chuck cut bait, Eric. You son of a gun.
He's in here trolling. Don't
I
you have
know he
some
is.
Chick-fil-A to eat, Eric, buddy? When are we going fishing this fall, bud?
He's got bass fishing to do.
I know he's been slaying too. He's been doing pretty good. He's definitely finishing up near the top rather than the middle lately. So
Want to be outdoors says I'm speaking blasphemy on Erie. I'm not speaking blasphemy on Erie. Nobody's catching 16-pound walleye on Erie. It's just not a thing. My friend's a guide on Erie, probably one of the best walleye fishermen in the entire country. You ain't catching 16s on Erie, and it just isn't happening. It's not a thing. Say what you want.
I'd be happy with an 18-incher, Luke. I ain't even gonna kid. I'm gonna get my limit of our limit's 4 down here on the river and the chain. So hopefully I can get at least a day or two of limits. That would be a lot of fun.
My buddy Andy caught a 30, it was 36 and a half inches. It was 17.4 out of the Columbia.
Wow, that's a big fish.
That's what I want to catch.
See, Eric says we can fish when I get home. Come on back. Let me know. I fish with Eric any day of the week. Me and him have fun. He calls me kid, unlike you.
I like Eric. Even though he does podcasts out of his truck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like he couldn't just say no, but he'd rather just go in his truck.
Well, he'll learn. See, look at this. Eric says he needs another flathead tonight. He's rubbing it in.
Yeah, Eric, go catch a big one.
He says not at the spillway. You're not catching the spillway monster tonight and putting it on YouTube?
Not dangerous enough.
I wonder if I've heard a lot of stuff about up there at Sauk. I hear they're overrun with shad up there too, from a couple of people that fish up there. So we'll see if Eric can get on them big sturgeon or put some clients on them big sturgeon this year.
Does Eric know how to catch sturgeon?
He took me sturgeon fishing, put me on like a 40, 48.
I'm just kidding. He's a sturgeon guy. That was a joke.
Maybe I was kidding. Well, I kind of believe all my guests. I keep forgetting it's you, Luke.
It's true. You can't forget that.
Yeah. Eric B says I've been slacking this year. You've been doing good. You've just been bass fishing.
Yeah, he's doing the bronze backs.
Smallmouth. Those are bass I can get behind. You do any smallmouth fishing up there in the fall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Up north from where I'm from, a lot of smallmouth, but I don't go a lot. I don't go home enough.
Someone's heck, Eric again. Look at him. He's like, you want me to send you the link, Eric? You can talk to Luke right yourself. He says, Luke, are you doing the contest this fall?
Yep.
You're talking about the sturgeon one, right?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
You're not invited, Eric.
Nope.
So how many people take part in that sturgeon contest? What's that all about?
I'd guess 70 maybe.
It's a lot of people. And how are they weighing them in?
It's all digital.
It's all digital length?
It's length. And then for every fish you get that's over so many inches, you get a ticket. If it's over 50, you get so many tickets. Over 60, you get so many tickets. And then they do raffles at the end. And then one winner. There's no teams. You are either the champion or you are not the champion. Big fish wins.
So everybody is the first loser, right?
Everyone loses except one person.
One person. That sounds fun. And where is that out of?
That's out of the St. Croix River.
It is on St. Croix. Yep. I remember Eric said he was going up there like the week after me and him fished together, I believe. How'd you do in that last year?
2 years ago, my boat got second. I took my buddy out. Last year, I don't know how I did. I'm pretty sure I've struggled with the wind last year, and I get frustrated really easily when it's windy when you're sturgeon fishing because you have to see the bites, and I hate not seeing them, and I hate wind.
Me too.
It's horrible. I'd rather have it raining and hailing and snowing than wind when I sturgeon fish. So
I hate wind at any fish. It just makes life difficult to see bites and stuff or keep your boat on.
If I'm vertical jigging walleye, I don't really care about wind, but if I'm pitching, like you get the bow in your line and you're missing fish, and it's just annoying.
Even with crappie, it's like that. What about the fall crappie bite? We'll finish off on crappie, one of my favorites.
I fish crappie in the fall a little bit, mostly in the spring. But if you can find like a discharge and fish the downriver inside of it in the slack water, they pool up there.
Dish
all the barge pits. If you got barge pits, fish barge pits with a bobber.
no barge pits here.
I don't know what to tell you. I just know what I fish. It's stuff with no current is what it is.
Yeah, we don't have much of a current here, but they're emptying the lakes out, so hopefully we'll have a little more. It's been a little better this year than it was last year, so we'll see. Any of the crappie fishing that we get done here on the river is usually in the channels or so. I got lucky this year. I've been bringing my crappie rod with me, flathead fishing, and testing the waters while I'm out if the fish ain't biting. And I found a couple of spots on the river where I was lucky and got a few nice crappie, but other than that, there's a lot of dinks here. So Thank you, Two Stance Fishing, for the $2.22 super chat. He says 2 slices of bacon on me. Thank you, Stan. I appreciate it, bud. So what do you got going on? You want to put besides CatCon and the merch that you're gonna try to sell while you're there? You got anything else happening?
No, I don't.
Okay.
About to hit 2,000 subscribers finally.
Congratulations.
Well, I've only been doing YouTube a year, I guess.
I know you said finally. Look at you.
I got spoiled, I'm so used to not having to do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a grind now, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
It's a big grind. No wonder a lot of people are going over to TikTok, because a lot of people are doing really well there. You get a lot
and that's like no disrespect to TikTok people, but they know it too. You don't have to work nearly as hard to get viewers and followers on TikTok. There's just no retention needed on TikTok.
Yeah, and not only that is you get your stuff in front of people's eyes. I don't know how else to put it. When people are scrolling, through 1,000 videos a night, they're not doing that on YouTube. They really aren't. And God bless them and let them have
TikTok's a great gateway though, if you can get on top of it, like Ernie and Haz and Chunky and Tara's been, when Tara was streaming more, she was growing like crazy. I mean, she was getting sometimes 1,000 followers a day when she streamed. Yeah,
I started out like a bat out of hell, but I kind of got lazy. Ain't gonna lie, Luke. Yeah. I got up there pretty quick, got a lot of views and stuff, and I haven't.
Yep.
You got to keep on it. You got to keep on it.
Eric, I'll do that for you. I'll take another button down in my next video.
All right. Well, I know you got to get to work in the morning, my friend. I appreciate you for spending some time and sharing your knowledge with us. There's a lot there. You've been doing this for a long time successfully.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions on walleyes in the fall, don't message me. Message Mark.
Or me. Message Eric B. He'll take you.
Eric B's a guide. Message him.
Message Eric B. If you got walleye questions, message me. I'll give you your phone number.
I'll be putting out some walleye fishing videos soon, though, if people do want to see.
Good. Hopefully, I'll do a walleye live stream or two. We'll see what happens. If I can get on the bite, that'll be nice. Maybe we'll do a catch and cook. That would be cool. Yep. Them catch and cooks are taking off, Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, they always
Again.
I
still gotta do my gar one. That'll be a video coming up really soon. So
awesome. See, look at that. Eric Pete, Mark, and I caught some walleye. Mm-hmm. They were tasty. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys are listening to this on the podcast after the fact, make sure you check out the description. Check out Fish on Luke. Definitely on YouTube. And it's Fish on Luke as well on TikTok, correct?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. It's all this one word, Fish on Luke.
There you go, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you're not a subscriber, Luke, check them out. Again, I can't say thanks enough. Thanks, everybody, for watching. All right, have a great week. We will be back again next week with another guest, or I'll be fishing. I don't know yet, man. I think I got another 2 weeks of flathead fishing, Luke. I might have to take advantage of it.
I feel that.
All right, bro. Thanks, everybody. Bye.